Good morning, everyone, and thank you, sir, for bringing me here. I'm very humbled being with my seniors and other batchmates. I was asked to share some general experience. So I would like to know how many of you are hopeful of giving mains this year? Okay, first I thought that I would share my whole preparation with you, all the 3 phases or 4 phases, whatever, but now I would focus more on the time between prelims and mains. I've written some things down so that I don't forget. Don't doubt me, I cleared this exam after studying only. Between prelims and mains, I would focus there. My strategy was generally, my backbone was my newspaper. The 5 main subjects which constitute of your prelim syllabus, I completed them, I finished them quite well till my prelims itself, including answer writing, everything with mains perspective. In between prelims and mains, what I did, there were 3 main jobs. The first one was to consolidate my optional. Whatever happens, optional will get you a rank. GS may get you through, but a good rank is promised by good performance in optional itself. So the first job was to consolidate my optional, which was sociology. The second job was to finish this, the gray areas which lie between prelims and mains, the smaller subjects, the smaller topics for which you get 2 or 3 questions each in the examination, like international relations or security or Indian society, these kind of things. And these kind of things, if you go through the syllabus, for example, I would say like globalization, which is written in Indian society. It itself is such a big thing. If you sit and start studying about globalization, you would finish off weeks. So what you have to do is that you should go through past year questions. That's the best judge of your future examination. Go through the past year questions. Try to get the feel of the question and the thing they're trying to ask. They would never ask you very technical or very direct questions. They don't want to know what is globalization. What they want to know is how globalization is affecting the core of Indian society, which was the question in this year's mains. So you should know what you have to tell in the answer. As sir was also saying, you must be having a lot of information. When globalization began, what is the present status, which countries are at which stages of globalization, but all that does not matter. What matters is what constitutes Indian society and how every element is being affected by globalization and to what extent. So this was a simple question. So first you decode the question and how you study these keywords. For that the first thing you should mug up is your syllabus. These gray areas which are mostly problematic. In the last week of your preparation, just a week before mains, you realize that I don't know this, I don't know that, I have not read this book or that book. So it does not matter. You read your newspapers very well and you try to connect, you try to make linkages. For example, if you know your economics well, your governance well, your polity well, you can write a good Indian society answer also. It's all about linkages. How you know that, for example, a Fed rate hike in US would affect Indian agriculture, or how it would affect FDI in India or FII in India. If you have these linkages strong, these gray areas would work for you. The third job was ethics and essay, which I think are the 2 most important things after optionals. For ethics, everyone does read those books, Subba Rao, Lexicon, I also did it. For essay also, for essay everyone has a different way of writing an essay. What I did was, it was a very basic technique told to me by one of my friends. I started tracing the syllabus, pick up the syllabus and all the topics which are relevant to the topic of the essay. You write about them. The main part being the relevancy should not go away. You should not digress just for the sake of writing something, some data or some quote you should not push it into the essay just for the sake of it. So these were the 3 main things I did between prelims and mains. Now I would just tell a couple of things which I have observed about this examination. First of all, history does not matter here. It does not matter from where you come from or what was your score in prelims or what books you have read and your roommate has read, you haven't read. all this does not matter. What matters is these 125 or 130 odd days you have between prelims and mains. The one who utilizes this time the best will get the best rank. Before that, everything is, it would matter, but the weightage will not be that much. Secondly, it's about momentum. You can treat this exam like a sprint, but you will get very tired very, very soon. It's a marathon. You have to have in your head, a marathon runner, the best thing he knows is that he has to run for 42 kilometers or more. But, if you try to do a race ahead from everyone, I'll finish this in 1 week, this in 3 days, this in that, you'll get very exhausted very soon. So don't do that. Try to continue a subtle momentum throughout the period. You can take breaks, but don't prolong them hours or days. They should be like half hour. I'm talking about exclusively about the time between prelims and mains. This is a very hectic time. You have to go through hell. So you have to carry this momentum. It should not fluctuate. One day you studied for 14 hours, the next day you were so tired that you slept for 14 hours. So make it 8 to 10, 10 to 11. I could not ever study more than 9 hours a day. It was my highest. I could not do it. So what matters is how much you do then. So this was what I knew about the examination. This was my second attempt. I don't know much. So this is it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.